everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Sound Lodge Podcast, also known as the Lodge Podcast.
Welcome, Slodgers, to episode 31. Today is June 14th, 5th, 6th, 17th. Wow, June 17th. And
One of those. It's within a range of 14th to 17th.
One of those days. One of these days.
But actually, that's not true. For you, it is 20th?
Bang.
June 20th. 2025.
2025. That's the year we're in currently. Mm-hmm. The more you know, guys.
Good job.
The more you know. 2025.
Yep.
I used to get years wrong a lot. Sometimes I would Then 2024, I put 2023 down a lot.
I remember I got a roll of film developed one time, and I put I think it was last year, I put 2022 on it. I just didn't even realize that I did that. Sometimes my brain just kind of slips back in reality, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's 2021, right? Yeah. 2022. Pretty crazy. It's crazy that 5 years have passed since 2020. 2020 didn't even feel real, but the fact that it's already 2025 is pretty insane. Time just moves so fast. It's weird.
It is weird.
But I feel like time has moved slower since I've been off my phone a lot more, which is probably a big contributing factor. And I remember even thinking that before I started actively trying to not use my phone. That's part of the reason, because we're just wasting a lot of our time throughout the day. So it feels like the day goes by a lot faster, and overall, thus forth, feels like time goes by a lot faster.
Get off the damn phone.
It really was those damn phones.
Get off. Stop using it.
Stop using. Guys, please stop using. It's not good.
You kind of are using when you're on your phone.
True. It's addictive.
Yeah, losing a little scrolling.
Little dopamine. Dopamine to the dome piece. Anyway, what have you been up to for the last week? I feel like we just filmed a podcast episode. Doesn't it feel like we literally just filmed
a whole week ago?
Yeah, it's insane. Maybe time is going fast, actually. Who knows? Who knows how any of this stuff works?
We need to start doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah, we need to start blowing stuff up.
We need some breaks in the mundane process of life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because the more, what's the word? The more new experiences you have, the slower time feels.
True.
Whenever you break out of what you're comfortable with.
True.
So, I don't know what that would be for us. Maybe skydiving?
With no parachute?
With no parachute.
Straight into the ground?
Yeah. Time wouldn't move slow anymore or fast.
It would stop, actually. Yeah. It would be going really slow then, yeah. Yeah, could try that. My mom's friend, who's basically family to us, super close family friend, she just did a hot air balloon ride, and the hot air balloon ride at the end, the little basket tipped over. So they were coming in pretty hot, and the basket scraped across the ground, and it was and then they went across the street, and it just fully fell over when they landed.
So they were
yeah, they were sideways. What? Yeah, somebody in the car that was driving by got a video of it, and it was a whole 3.5 minute long video of them just low-key crash landing the airplane, or a hot air balloon.
You just have no control either.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because me and my mom were talking about it, and she was saying she would like to do a hot air balloon rather than an airplane. She's like, I feel like that would be safer. And all my siblings were like, no, I don't think it would. No, actually, I do not think that'd be safer. You're in an open little container and 1,000 feet in the air. Pretty nuts.
Skydiving off of hot air balloons looks pretty sick.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the clip where the dude's like, love you, boys, and then he falls backwards?
Hey, good one, bro.
Justice, you got the framing right?
Gotcha, bro.
All right.
Last
framing
words?
Good. Love you, boys.
See ya.
Ready?
Bye, guys.
3, 2, 1. See ya.
It went a little way.
Love you, boys.
Love you, boys.
Justice, you got the framing right?
He's terrified.
Yeah, he looks scared shitless, dude. Love you, boys.
Regardless, if I'm over there, I probably couldn't even speak anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's terrifying. He's dangling off the ledge of whatever that thing was.
Love you, boys.
It's horrifying. Love you, boys. So funny, dude. That's an old one. That's an old meme callback. There's so many memes throughout the years. I think about this from time to time. There's so many memes throughout the years that get just buried in internet history.
Yeah.
There's got to be like an archive. I wonder if 30 years from now there'll be a internet history meme class in schools.
Wow.
Because when you think about it, a lot of memes are pretty relevant to like political and actual life topics that happen. So I do wonder how prevalent memes are going to be.
I mean, they're always going to be here. So like, if they keep going for 100 years, like obviously they're funny, but they would document like fashion.
Yeah.
Because people would be wearing different clothes. They document a lot of different things.
Yeah. Just like how people were and stuff.
Memes.
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 Memes. Just some memes.
Just some memes. What you been up to for the past week?
Nothing crazy. Working on video. Long video.
Long video.
About phone. Not using my phone.
Oh, you're going to drop it soon?
Yeah. It's like a month worth of footage. I'm going to... Well, I wouldn't say soon. I'm working on it, but it's long. A lot of footage. What else? Really not much else. Just kind of chilling.
Bobbing.
Balling up. We have a basketball game today.
Very excited.
Me too.
Looking forward to it.
It's kind of been a roller coaster of emotions, and we haven't even played a single game yet. The league is so unorganized.
Yeah, it's a disaster.
We have no idea what we're gonna be walking into.
Don't even have jerseys yet. We're gonna get there, and they're gonna be some beige T-shirts.
Yeah, they're gonna give us beige T-shirts with their ugly logo on it. We don't have numbers. I don't think our jerseys are gonna have names on the back. No, Derek said we don't have numbers because they don't keep track of fouls or stats.
We need to bring Sharpies in.
Yeah, we just all like write random.
Well, yeah,
numbers.
because I mean, if we're filming, because I want to film it, so because like Caleb wants to take stats.
Yeah,
and that'd be super difficult if nobody has.
True.
I think we should actually bring like a black Sharpie and just draw numbers.
Or we could do tape too.
Yeah, bring tape.
Like gaff tape or duct tape. Yeah.
Yeah, we have some. Let's do that.
That would look so
I mean,
bad.
it's we can't really make those look any worse.
Yeah, for practical purposes.
Yeah, and we don't even have a logo.
Yeah.
Man, this makes me think we should.
We
start
do
our own
actually.
basketball
Alex
league.
changed the logo, so we got a logo.
We could print a bunch of those on
6
paper.
players.
And then staple them to our T-shirts.
Staple it to the shirt. Yeah.
That would be funny, man.
Or sew it in.
That's my mentality for this whole league. Is just like embrace
how bad it is.
Yeah, how bad this whole league is.
Yeah.
And the amount of money we paid.
Yeah, it's unbelievable
to do this. Where it's like, here's some T-shirts.
Yeah.
Got these at Hobby Lobby for $2.
Yeah, here's some dry fit tees.
Yeah.
That way, the screen printing's probably gonna be so bad too. But hey, who knows? I mean, we could get there and they could be beautiful.
Yeah.
So who knows?
And also, it's like if we do this and we do well, which originally we were like we're gonna be awful, but then we saw some videos from the official Instagram and we're like, I think we actually might beat some of these.
I think we might be okay. Yeah, we're gonna be okay for sure.
Yeah, but if it goes well, then like this winter, we could sign up for another one and do like a more legit one.
I think the winter ones are more legit.
Yeah.
From what I was seeing from their Instagram, it seemed like they do like actual jerseys and in some of the leagues.
The same.
Yeah, the same people. They do different leagues, and some of them just seem more put together than whatever this one is. Yeah, but it'll be fun. It'll be a fun experience. Maybe we'll film a little episode, film a little, maybe do post game interviews or something like that.
That'd be fun.
It would be fun. Get a little update on that. So, yeah, it's gonna be exciting, and we're either gonna dominate or we're gonna get stomped.
Yeah. I mean, we have really no clue what to say about this because we haven't even gone. But
yeah,
you got some and ones.
Yeah, I got some and ones. They're actually not that bad, honestly. Like I thought they were gonna be totally horrible. Like I thought they were gonna explode once I took like 2 steps of them, but they're really not that bad. They do what their intended purpose is, so that's fine with me. They also match our team colors too. So.
True.
Yeah, I'm prepared, fully prepared. Got my and ones ready to go.
So Slodgers, if you want to join the next game, then figure out what league we're in and figure out where to go.
Yeah, figure out our address, figure out our blood type, figure out all that stuff. Find our copy of our birth certificates, and show up there and pretend to be us.
Ooh, yeah.
We just have like 7 Coleman Pattersons. They're like, well, all right, which one actually is it? But yeah, so basketball. Actually, real basketball too. Thunder. one.
Yes.
Halliburton, overrated.
Overrated.
Bum.
Hella bad basketball.
Hella bad at basketball.
Hella bad at basketball.
That's what I say. Hella bad at basketball.
Hella bad at basketball.
Yeah, that was a horrible performance.
Yeah.
0 for 6, 4 points in 38 minutes. Yeah, that's so true.
I mean, what was that, game one? Yeah, game one, he did his usual, you know?
Yeah.
He was his usual halibut at basketball.
Halibut at basketball.
Yeah, but...
That's the thing, though. You don't see any other all-star caliber player having games like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know? That's the sign of a mediocre player. And
Yeah.
obviously, I'm just a guy. But at the end of the day...
I don't know. I think you might be better than...
That game, probably. That last game, yeah, I think so. But normally, no.
I mean, you scored the same amount of points that he did.
True. Yeah, I probably could go out there on the NBA court and score the same amount of points he did. I could.
No, I literally
guarantee.
everybody can.
Yeah, probably anybody could go out there and score 4 points off of free throws without a doubt. So I think everybody's chilling. But yeah, hella bad at basketball. Thunder gonna win finals.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay.
Marking it down. Mark my words right now. Thunder gonna win the finals.
Aged so poorly, man.
Thunder winning the finals.
We got 2 more games.
Mm-hmm. I think the odds of it going to 7-game series are very high because it's just the most money for the league. So
yeah, no, totally.
Makes the most sense.
But, I mean, obviously that would suck because then we'd have to go through a game 7. But it would be fun having it here.
It would be fun. But who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? Have y'all been staying up with the Fernals and watching it, shooting the hoops? Yeah. Let us know in the comments below if you've been staring at potato and shooting the hoops.
That's all right if not, because NBA is rigged.
Mm.
So is the NFL. Everything's rigged. Nothing is real.
If it was rigged, would they choose Oklahoma City to win the finals?
Well, obviously, like it's not like fully rigged to where they are specifically picking what teams. Like they let them play, but I feel like they sway it in one direction or the other. You know, some of the foul calls last game were pretty questionable. Pretty questionable. But yeah, so basketball. What else do we got going on?
Nothing, man.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. I mean, I'm usually not in this room.
Yeah.
I'm usually outside working the fields.
Yeah. Tending to the crops and such. Tilling the soil. It's hot out there. I wouldn't want to be tilling the soil.
Yeah, it is
right
hot
now.
out there.
It was, we played basketball yesterday and it was hot.
Dude, I had a headache like that night.
Yeah.
Because I was heat exhausted. I drank so much water, but I was still like dehydrated.
Yeah.
Good thing this league's going to be indoors.
True.
Actually, with the way this league's put together, who knows?
Yeah, who knows if they'll even have AC in the gym. We're just baking in there. Who knows, man? But hey, we will update you guys once we know.
Mm-hmm. Might give you a little bonus post-game episode.
Yep. Let me bird Joe.
All sweaty in here.
We'll be super sweaty. Coming here super sweaty and everything. Like, what's up, guys? We're super sweaty.
Sweaty episode.
Mm-hmm. We'll call it that.
The sweaty episode.
The Sound Lodge sweaty episode.
Sweaty bonus episode.
Yep, sweaty bonus episode. With foot cam. Nah, that's Patreon.
Yeah, it's Patreon. All right. I mean, I wish I did more things with my life.
Yeah.
To
Father's Day happened?
True.
That's
Father's Day did happen.
We neither of us are fathers yet, so it doesn't really matter.
Yet.
Once we adopt our Sound Lodge kid. Sound Lodge kid, put him right here.
Next year, Father's Day episode's going to be really awesome.
Yeah. We're going to have our Sound Lodge kid up there.
Sound Lodge kid.
Yeah.
Slodge kid. Dap him up.
Our little Asian baby.
Mm-hmm. Asian Sound Lodge baby.
Yep. That's what we do around here.
Stay tuned for that, and gonna give him a little booster seat.
Yeah.
No.
If we can maybe steal one from like a Denny's, then maybe yeah.
Do you think if we adopted a child, we'd be able to raise it? Like, do you think, 2 months into it, we'd be like,
give it back.
Gotta give this to somebody.
Yeah. You make a Facebook post, kid for adoption. When people sell kittens and stuff.
We work from home, so we could do it.
Yeah. Oh, we definitely be able to.
2 stay-at-home dads.
Yeah. We would never beat the gay allegations after that. Going to the farmer's market with our adopted Asian son. Yeah, that'd be rough.
No, guys, it's for a so we have a podcast.
That's even worse. Yeah, we adopted this kid just for a podcast bit.
The background of the episodes were getting a little boring. We needed something that moves in the background.
We needed some motion, so we got a little adopted Asian kid. Yeah.
All right, guys. Next segment in this podcast, we're gonna do this every episode. This is Murdery Mystery. We're gonna read
Murdery Mystery. Murdery Mystery.
What does this podcast become? Okay.
We do this every episode, guys.
Helen tried very hard to keep her emotions in check as she locked eyes with the hotel concierge, a smug-looking chap called Monnery, too smug considering the circumstances. Let me make this very clear, said Helen.
I was just waiting until you had that moment of like, okay, yeah, not doing this. Okay, scrap that segment, guys. Now for our next segment. Answer your guys' questions.
Yep.
That's our classic segment that we do. Fucking Helen locked eyes with the hotel worker.
Guys, we're trying to figure things out on this podcast. Every episode we're getting closer to figuring out what we do here.
Yep. Episode 31, we still haven't figured it out, but we're going to figure it out pretty soon.
Hopefully episode 100 we'll have a cohesive... We need to have a guest on.
True.
We should get Caleb.
Let's get Caleb right now.
Yeah. Let's get Caleb next episode. Caleb is going to be next episode, so remember that.
Let's get Buddy on.
Buddy.
Yeah. We got to do that quick.
All right. Gavin says, what are some phases y'all went through during your childhood? Thank you, Gavin, for your question.
Thank you for your question, Gavin. Phases by park ranger. What phases by park rangers did we go through in our childhood?
What phases did we go through as childhoods?
Like a sound bite. We need a soundboard. Let's get a soundboard.
That would be fun. We need an editor.
Yeah. Once we get the Asian sound launch baby, he'll press the soundboard.
Yeah, he'll be able to do that young too.
Yeah, we'll train him early. Phases as a child. Probably I went through a lot of phases.
Yeah.
I think my first phase was probably WWE wrestling. I wanted to be a WWE wrestler.
I never had that phase.
I had that one, and then I also wanted to be a football player. And then I also wanted to be a skateboarder. I wanted to be Tony Hawk. And then I wanted to be a basketball player. And then I wanted to be a musician. And now I want to just not be homeless.
You're in a home right now, man.
Yeah, true.
You're in a home right now.
I've succeeded. I got at least one of those down.
There we go.
How about you?
I'm trying to think of what my first dream was. We lived in Orlando, Florida when I was young, and that's near the NASA space station. So I wanted to be an astronaut when I was super young. I wanted to be a race car driver because I used to love Hot Wheels. Loved Hot Wheels. That was a big phase of mine, Hot Wheels. Making all the tracks, and we used to make like 2 tracks and then put two cars on it and see which one won. And we like ranked out, me and my brothers ranked out all of our Hot Wheels cars on like the fastest ones. Speed Racer, that inspired that chapter because I was big in Speed Racer. What else? Legos.
Yeah, that's
Big into Legos. That was.
I wouldn't even call that
childhood.
I was saying I wouldn't even really call it a phase. It was kind of like that was defining moment of my childhood.
I used to love making cities with Legos. I would make a bunch of buildings.
Yeah.
And then I would make stop motion films. You did that too. We both did that stop motion films with the Legos. I did a lot of Star Wars stop motions.
Yeah.
Which is always fun with my little tiny digital camera. And I'd make the video and then I'd go back and hold down the forward button and I'd watch it and then I'd be like, that was sick. And then I'd delete everything and then do it again.
Yeah. Same. My mom had a little camera that I did that with too. Yeah, I definitely had a Star Wars phase for sure. There was different phases that I went through as far as like movies and stuff like that. Definitely Star Wars. Definitely, what's another one? I guess like Indiana Jones. All those kind of the classic ones, you know, the ones you think of when you think of that kind of being a kid. Toy Story. I loved Buzz Lightyear. Superheroes, obviously. Spider-Man. I remember I cried when I found out Spider-Man wasn't real.
I was never a Spider-Man guy. I always wanted to be Batman.
Yeah, me too.
Batman
obviously.
was coolest.
Batman's sick. But Spider-Man, kind of his abilities are cooler than Batman's. Batman is cooler overall.
Batman doesn't have any abilities.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just a rich guy.
He just has money.
Yeah.
Actually, now I think that ability is much better. I would much rather be a billionaire than be able to fucking swing like a spider.
Spider-Man.
It would be sick, though.
That would be sick, dude. Just
be able to climb up
swing
walls
around.
and shit.
All Spider-Mans are so sad, though. It's
Yeah.
like, because you just have so much responsibility, so maybe I wouldn't want that.
True.
Because Bruce Wayne can always be like,
I don't wanna
I'm
do
just going to go to Hawaii this year.
Yeah, very
I'm
true.
out.
Honestly, he's kind of living the life. He has no real obligation to do anything.
But he also is always depressed.
True.
All superheroes are all pretty sad, except for Superman, because he's just like a child.
Fuck, yeah, he's just an alien, so
Yeah,
he
he's
doesn't
just
care.
a little child boy.
Yeah.
The new Superman movie looks so good. How about that new Superman movie looking awesome?
Yeah, it looks really fucking.
I think that's going to be the best superhero movie ever, because they have a dog in this one, and that's pretty
True,
awesome.
Yeah,
and
it's
cool.
a CGI dog.
Yeah, CGI dog who's a superhero dog.
True,
And
yeah.
that's pretty awesome.
We need more of that. We need more superhero animals. Superhero
Hey, buddy.
walrus.
My eyes are up here.
Yeah, yeah.
Why'd they put that in the trailer?
That
They're
was
like, this is the best scene ever.
That honestly may be one of the worst trailers I've ever seen. And they hyped
hey,
it up
buddy,
so much.
my eyes are up here.
Wasn't that like during the Western Conference Finals too when they unveiled that and they were like, now the long-awaited Superman movie trailer, and we just all watched it in complete silent
Yeah.
disbelief.
Not only was the acting awful, but also we thought our TV was like bugged because it was just everything was blue.
It just looked like shit, honestly.
Yeah.
All of the CGI looked horrible. It looked like AI.
Did you ask the president before you did? People were gonna die.
Yeah. People are gonna die, man. So I had to do is save the world from the bad guys, man.
I will say there was another trailer that dropped, and I think they realized how awful the trailer is, so they unveiled like a lot of new things, and there's new characters that I didn't see in the first trailer who look like they have some pretty cool abilities. So they just totally ripped off some Guardians of the Galaxy, the little whistle guy with the arrow, because it looked like some guy had that ability. But I think in my opinion, as a dude, all superhero movies, I enjoy them.
Yeah.
Like explosions and fighting and like I think it'll be cool. Also, the director did the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I know, that's what
which
I was
are like
pretty
the best
surprised about.
superhero movies in my opinion.
Yeah. I was very surprised that there was the same director when I saw the trailer. I was like, what? How is this even possible? But, you know, if they're going to blow some stuff up, I'll watch it.
True.
Actually, I probably won't watch it, to be honest. But, hey, you know.
Probably won't.
I'll think about watching it for a minute or two.
Hey, buddy, my eyes are up here.
Yeah. So bad, man. Yeah, Superman. I never really liked Superman, honestly. I felt like he was kind of like the tackiest superhero.
Yeah,
in
for
my
sure.
opinion.
I mean, he just has all the abilities.
Yeah, it's just kind of a cop-out. Yeah, they gave him just all the most invincible abilities
Yeah.
ever, and then they're like, but this little green rock will kill him. The little green rock was going to kill him. Yeah, Superman, not my favorite. But yeah, so back to your question. Phases as a kid. Superhero phase. But I always like superheroes. They're chill. I went through a little phase of watching Naruto.
I did too. I did it when I was like a teenager.
Yeah.
I did it when I was older.
I was younger. I think I was like maybe 8 or 9.
Really?
Yeah. I was into Naruto. And then I was also into like Yu-Gi-Oh! And all that stuff too.
I was never into Yu-Gi-Oh.
I was never into like Dragon Ball Z or anything like that.
Never into that either.
So many people talk about how
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z has influenced them so much or whatever, but I never watched it. I did watch Yu-Gi-Oh! I did watch...
Pokemon?
Nah, I was never into Pokemon.
Really?
Yeah.
That was a huge phase of mine. It's Pokemon cards. We didn't really watch the show that much, but man, collecting cards and trading and it was just so much fun. I've got a lot of like rare Pokemon cards, which is pretty sick. But that and then also Bakugan.
Yeah, I did that one.
Rolled the little things. That was always super fun.
Sick. I like those too. That was when so I was in this little like after school program where like if your parents worked later and couldn't come and pick you up, you would just stay in this like daycare thing after school. I remember I was in there when I was in like kindergarten. I was like the youngest one, and it was all a bunch of older kids. And I remember I was introduced to like Bionicles and like Legos and tech decks and all that kind of stuff from like all those older kids when I was in that the after school thing. And I remember learning about a lot of that stuff from that. But Bakugan was like one of the first things we did. And I remember it being so fun. It blew my mind. I was like, they open up when they touch the cards. What? So sick. Yeah, they need to bring those back, man. Yeah, my little brothers are big into Pokemon, but I was never into it.
Really?
Yeah. I remember Cyerson was big into Pokemon, so when Pokemon Go came out and I started playing Pokemon Go, he was my mentor, my Pokemon mentor.
Pokemon Go is fun, yeah.
It was fun, yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
I remember one time I was out playing Pokemon Go, and it was like when it was the big thing, like everybody was talking about it, and I was just walking past these two dudes, some gay couple or something, and they looked at me and they were just like, "Oh, he's playing Pokemon Go," and I was like, "Fuck you guys, mind your business, man. I am playing Pokemon Go, but fuck you." Yeah. Oh, great spin. Oh, it's a perfect toss. That was a lot of fun, though. I remember we would drive around in the car, and I would get all the new Pokemon as I would be in the back seat driving around the car. That was fun. That was quite a phase.
That was fun. Cole said there was another game like it, even before Pokemon Go, that him and his friends played before I got here to Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. I forgot what they called it, but he was going on a road trip one time with his family, and he made his dad turn around on the highway, and his dad was like, "What are we doing, son? Why are you making?" Cole's like, "I have to pick up this. It's a rare. It's on the highway. I gotta pick it up."
That is so hilarious, dude. I know they tried to make a Harry Potter version of Pokemon Go for a while, yeah, where you would bat duel and stuff. It's probably still out there.
Yeah,
just give it a shot. There's also there's a game that I forgot I was going to tell you about it because it looked sick, but it's called Witchbrook, and it's basically a combination of Stardew Valley and Harry Potter. No way. It's like Stardew Valley type of graphics. It is a little bit more 3D than Stardew Valley, but it's still pixelated.
Yeah.
But it's like Harry Potter. Like you go to a wizarding school and you can go around and do magic spells. And
is it on Xbox?
Stick. Yeah, it's going to be on Xbox. Yeah.
Speaking on that, were you going to play after the podcast? I think we are.
What does it come out? That game? It doesn't come out yet.
We're gonna play Stardew after.
Oh yeah. Actually, I need to make I need to go get the supplies to make a glasses strap. So my glasses don't fall off.
What are the supplies for that?
I saw somebody do it with paracord. You get paracord. You get little rubber O-rings, like plumbing O-rings, and then you get a zip tie, and then you squeeze the O-ring in the middle with the zip tie. One end of the little loop of the O-ring goes over your glasses, and the other end ties to the paracord, and then you secure it behind you. So I'm gonna see if I can do that.
You should get goggles.
Yeah, but you have to get prescription goggles. Yeah,
and put
they said you
prescriptions
can't.
in it. Oh, really?
Yeah, they said that you can't have hard face gear.
Or if your nose is broken, you're gonna have to let it break more.
Yeah, just sit out, I guess. you know they don't give a fuck about that, man. Yeah, I would get the actually I was thinking about just getting like temporary contacts or something, but one, I don't know what my prescription is, so I'd have to get a eye examination for that. Yeah. And also if I get the goggles, I would need to they only are prescription. So then I would need to get prescription, and they get so expensive when they're prescription. The regular ones that are just no prescription, just to protect, which I don't know why you would ever wear those. Yeah. Unless you're so deathly afraid of getting poked in the eye or something. Those are $30 as it is, but then you put prescription frames in them, and or prescription lenses in them, and they're $90. So it's just
that'll be fun too, making the little band.
Yeah.
What color are you gonna go with?
Probably just black. Whatever the cheapest paracord I can find is. But yeah, that's so I got to do that. It's on my to-do list for today, so I can ball up. Ball up with no fear of my glasses flying off my face. Yeah. But maybe we'll get more follow calls if my glasses fly off my face.
True.
If I just slam my head into people and my glasses break.
Every drive, I'm gonna do my typical.
Yeah.
Every drive.
I'm gonna flop every drive. Yeah. I'm just gonna.
Ref, he touched me.
He touched me inappropriately, Ref.
Ref, did you not see that?
He was touching all over me, Ref.
Gavin, thanks for the question. That is a good question.
That was a good question.
Those are a few phases. I wanted to be athlete of every kind.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was probably the biggest phase of my life, just doing that. And then I was like, you know what?
Pretty hard.
Yeah, pretty hard, and I'm pretty mediocre guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty mid.
Pretty mid.
Yeah, I basketball was really the huge one for me. I wasn't really into whatever the other ones were. I've never been a big baseball guy or hockey.
I did them all except for baseball.
Yeah. So was never really big into soccer because I played soccer when I was really young, and it kind of turned me off from doing it because it was not the vibe for me. Yeah. But basketball, I love basketball.
I love playing sports when we were super young, and then after every game having the little snacks.
Me and Alex were talking about that. The little the Cheez-Its that were like the tiny. What are those called? Do you remember what those are called? Mm-mm. He said it they're like snaps or something.
Yeah, the little straw.
No, like the little like octagonal shapes.
Yeah. But it came in like the little straws.
Oh yeah. Like the package that's like yeah. Yeah, those were sick. I remember there was a kid on my soccer team where like you know how some kids have like food restrictions or whatever, like they can't eat certain things. So when you bring the snacks, you got to plan around that. Well, my mom brought snacks one time. The kid's parents were like, he's really picky. Or I don't know if they said he's picky, but like he has a lot of food restrictions. He can only eat Cheez-Its and blue Gatorade. That was the only thing. It's like, dude, how is blue Gatorade included in your kid's restrictive diet?
Yeah, I get it if you're like he has allergies, but if it's like he's picky and we've never told him that he has to eat his vegetables, like, that's just annoying.
Yeah, we're just massive pushovers and we don't actually parent our kid correctly. Yeah, that always
it has to be blue.
He will only eat the blue Gatorade.
And he'll eat it. He won't drink it.
Yeah,
he'll eat it.
He needs it frozen so he can bite into it. Yeah, that was a weird kid. But hey, you know, that's how kids are sometimes.
Hey, I have a few of them. Father's Day. Guys, let's get into some call-ins. Call in to the podcast. Call in to the podcast. Talking to the mic and do it right. Ask us all your questions. Don't be festering.
I think we're going to delete this channel.
We have to wait for the call-in segment to go.
Yeah.
All right, calling from ZombieX. Zombie, also, this is a big thank you to you for keeping the podcast going.
Yeah, thank you. You're a rock.
You're a rock. Asking questions and sending in call-ins. Guys, if you're listening to this, go record your voice, please. I want to hear your tasty, delectable voice.
Ask us a question. Say, hey, I have a question. This is my question. And then say it. Record it with your phone, microphone.
Yep. All right, Zombie, what you got for us?
Hey guys, it's ZombieX Leader again. I'm at work, so if it's loud, I'm sorry. But as you may or may not know, I live at a 269 in Middletown, Ohio, zip code 4. And that just made me wonder, what was your guys' favorite TV shows growing up, and did they in any way affect how you make your music? Yeah.
I love that he's like, and that just made me wonder. That was hilarious. Yeah. So we bleeped that, but that he just had his whole address on there.
Yeah. I think last episode we asked for their actual addresses. So
Did we?
I think.
Okay, yeah.
He's answering.
That makes sense then.
Thank you, Zombie.
I don't even really know what we say in these podcasts anymore. So
it's just a fever dream from start to finish.
Anytime, there's so many times when like they'll respond to something and I'm like, what is this guy saying? Is he insane? But he's just responding to something that we've said. But yeah,
TV shows affecting music, influencing music.
TV shows affecting music.
Let me think.
Yeah, that's a tough question. Not really anything off the top of my head that I can think of. There was a lot of TV shows that were influential overall to me. Mm-hmm. Teen Titans was a big one for me. That was one of my favorite shows.
That was one of my first celebrity crushes.
Raven?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. First celebrity. She's a celebrity in real life. She's real. She's real, guys. Don't tell me they're different.
She's real. She's probably also like 14. Which is a problem. But
no, by now she's older.
True. Yeah.
She's probably like 40 now.
Yeah.
30.
Yeah. That's fine.
That's fine.
Maybe a little weird, but fine.
Don't tell me she's not real. I'm going to find her.
I'm going to hunt her down. I'm going to find her. Yep. So, yeah. Teen Titans, big influence on me. I don't think the music was very influential, though, because it had that, like, anime intro type deal.
You know what I loved soundtrack was Arthur.
Yeah.
Walking down the street.
The people that you meet. It was that, like, Ross Farm guy? Yeah.
People that you meet get along with each
other.
other.
Yeah.
And I said, hey.
What a wonderful kind of day.
Dude, PBS was my life.
Yeah.
Like, that was my family.
Same.
A lot of people, like, I watched SpongeBob and stuff, but
Yeah.
I mostly grew up on PBS shows. That and Clifford
Yeah.
the Big Red Dog.
Yeah. Clifford was big. Cat in the Hat, a little bit of that.
Blue House. Blue Dog. Blue Dog House Mail. Blue Dog House Mail.
Blue Dog House Mail. I know what you're talking about. Blue's Clues, right?
Yeah, Blue's Clues.
Yeah. Blue's Clues was huge. I watched a bunch of that. Caillou. You ever watch Caillou?
Caillou! Yes,
Huge.
man.
That little bald kid. What do you think was wrong with him?
Cancer.
Do you think he had cancer? He didn't seem sick though. I think he just had. There was a post. It was like a Reddit post or something, and they were like, Caillou actually does not have cancer, or he does not have any hair because he has cancer or like alopecia or something. It's because he's not deserving of love or happiness, so he
was just a random
grows no
person?
hair. Yeah, they were just like, saying
I
that.
thought originally when you were saying that, I thought this was the actual show,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
announcing.
The show lore is like, yeah, he's a little shit who doesn't deserve to have hair. Yeah, he had something wrong with him. Guys, if you know what the
Caillou.
hell is wrong with Caillou,
Or if you know him,
or if you know him personally,
bring him on
yeah.
the podcast.
Yeah, our first podcast guest, Caillou.
Animated.
Yeah, animated Caillou, and we're animated too. That'd be sick. We're
That'd be
animated
sick.
in the style of Caillou.
That would be sick.
Sick.
Caillou
Guys,
was a sick animation.
it was, yeah.
So, like drawings.
Yeah, I like that. It was like
drawings.
kind of like
Dude,
crayon
all of those.
watercolor
Arthur,
drawings.
Clifford, all of them were just so cool, man.
Yeah, the animation is really good.
Now got to use 3D computer AI and make 3D AI computer and make it 3D and make it AI. And now so I'm just like, dude, go back to basics and just draw it like it's sticking.
That's what I'm saying. Also, you know what? 3D animation is really not good, but the show is so nostalgic. The Backyardigans.
Oh yeah,
The 3D animation was like,
dude. Wesley and I
actual
watched
blocks.
a full episode of that on Saturday.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember going back and watching an episode, and I was like, "This is nothing how I remember."
Yeah,
That's like going. I remember I went back and played one of the old games, like 2K11 or something on PS2, and I was like, "These graphics are shit, dude." Compared to what I remember them being, not good.
you know what graphics always stand up is the Lego Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Any of the Lego games,
They're
it's
always consistent.
yeah,
it's
and
like-
just clean.
They all, yeah. It's always, even the old style games are like, they're not good graphics, but you're not playing them because they're good graphics. Like you're playing them because it's just like the Star Wars games, and there hasn't been much of a bar that they've had to raise.
Yeah.
Whereas like you look at a game like GTA or Red Dead or something, they've got to keep raising the bar constantly.
Yeah.
Not the case with any of the other ones. Yeah, those Lego games are fun. I used to play those a bunch. Lego
Yeah.
Star Wars, Lego Indiana
So much
Jones,
fun, dude.
Harry Potter.
I love unlocking Boba Fett. He's my favorite Star Wars character. So
Yeah.
unlocking him in Django, just jetpacking around.
Me too. That was used to be the big Lego guy that I wanted. I used to watch videos on YouTube of like rarest Star Wars Lego minifigures, and he was the one. And I just love that color of green. Yeah, it's such a sick minifigure. I actually
That was my favorite. Sorry.
no, you're good.
No, you go.
No, you're good.
No, I want you to go.
Okay.
I remember we interrupted each other, or I interrupted you 2 episodes ago, and you let me go. So now you go.
Okay. There's a little place. They have one here in OKC. It's called Bricks and Minifigs, and they sell Lego guys and they sell Lego sets. And my little siblings like that place a lot. And I remember maybe like 2 years ago, I went there with them and I bought a little Harry Potter Lego guy, but it was the yellow one with the yellow skin. And that was one that I always wanted when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, and they had them there for like $4, $3 or something.
Do you make your own, or
You can make your own.
Yeah.
They do have that, but they also
we should do
sell
that.
actual real guys.
we should go in there and make our own musician Legos and have them here for the episode?
We should do that.
Let's do that. Make a video out of it,
Actually, yeah, that's a good idea.
and then we can make a song. We can sample them.
yeah, yeah.
Gotta
We'll
add
make
music.
them play the instruments.
Yeah. Gotta
that
do the
actually is,
music side.
that's actually a really good idea. Let's do
Yeah.
that.
That'd be fun.
Write that down. Editor, write that down.
Editor, write it down. Okay.
Editor, write it down. Editor, write it down.
Editor,
Editor, write it down.
editor,
Editor, write it down.
editor.
Write it down.
New Sound Lodge idea where we go and make our own Lego minifigures. There you go. Technology, I love it. I love technology, actually.
I love technology. Guys, since you're about technology, yeah, I think so.
I love technology, but not as much as you and me. Napoleon
That-
Dynamite.
Oh, I thought that was, for some reason, I thought that was, what's his name?
Kip from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, no, I know now. But for when you first sang it, I thought you were talking about, what's his name? Kyle Mooney. Kyle M. That's that song. Technology. Technology. That's so good. He's amazing.
Good question, Zombie. I don't think any music that I heard made me think like, oh, I want to make a song like this. I mean, I've always been influenced by like orchestral soundtracks to movies. I think those always are super powerful.
Totally.
So, I feel like that has influenced my taste.
Yeah.
Just wanting like strings in my songs sometimes and just wanting some like warmth and depth with that kind of.
I think overall, just the music that you have taken in throughout your life influences you in more of a subconscious way.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably more so what I have taken from a lot of that stuff. Like, I think the Harry Potter soundtrack has influenced me a lot. I think the soundtracks from other, more so video games. I feel like video games have influenced me a lot more than shows or movies or whatever. Like the Stardew Valley soundtrack is a huge inspiration for me. Minecraft soundtrack, huge. There's a lot of different games, like Zelda soundtrack.
I never played Zelda.
I never really played it, but I discovered the soundtracks when I got a little bit older, and I was absolutely in love with the soundtracks.
You know what movie soundtrack actually did influence me was when Daft Punk did the Tron soundtrack. I downloaded that album like on my iTouch.
That's cool.
And that influenced me to make electronic music when I first started. I tried to like make kind of synth heavy electronic music. That soundtrack is so cool. There's a new Tron movie dropping, and it actually looks sick because it's Tron comes into the real world, which looks awesome.
I don't think I've ever seen the Tron movies.
The new one, I've never seen the original, but the new one with Jeff Bridges, it's like, it's not very good, but it's cool. Like those movies, even if it's not well done,
It's fun to watch.
yeah. Was it a book and then a video game?
I think so.
That's what I want to say. Whatever it is, whoever made it, they made an incredible world to where all you have to do as a director is like kind of grasp at that. And it's going to be a fun movie to watch. Like all the bright lights and it's dark outside and then the cars with the little laser things behind them. It's like, you can't really do wrong with that if you have a good budget.
Yeah, that's sick. Yeah. So those are your answers for the movies, things that inspired us.
Marmar says, what are some genres or even sounds you guys have been waiting to experiment in that you either haven't had the time or been second guessing yourself on recently? Nothing really, because everything I do is amazing, and I can do anything.
Yeah, true. I agree. Everything that I do is amazing, so nothing.
Pretty much.
I wouldn't really say that there's anything that, like, I haven't had the time to experiment with or whatever. I definitely want to mess around with more guitar pedals.
I thought you were going to say spoken word, but go ahead.
Yeah, yes, but that's another one too. I know you've been getting into spoken word, so I didn't want to step on your toes with that. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I wanted to
co-host podcast move.
Yeah, I wanted to just let you kind of be the expert on that, and I'll be the expert on something else that people actually want to listen to.
Yeah, but you're slowly collecting guitar pedals?
Yeah, I want to get more into guitar pedals and just using guitar pedals to make like kind of cool sounds in my music. So that's one. But I don't have money, so once I have money, maybe I'll get some pedals. But
Speaking of, guys, merch.
Yeah, speaking of.
Please.
Buy the police, guys.
Please, we also have sound
merch.
packs. Also, if one of you buys a lecture, we have 3 lectures out, 3 of them. If one of you buys a lecture, next episode we'll shout you out.
We will.
And we'll actually give you a discount to our merch. So if you buy a lecture, screenshot it, send us a DM on Discord, new merch for you. Wow. Discounted.
If I was watching the Sound Lodge podcast, I'd be like, wow, I'm going to do that right now. That's a good
And I
idea.
get an hour-long lecture of whatever topic I want out of those 3.
And I get to keep it forever?
Keep it forever and resort back to it. And like they're actually taking this really seriously because they have button-downs on.
Yeah. They have suits on, basically. Pretty much.
I did have a suit on the first one.
Yeah, didn't you have like a little blazer thing? Yeah.
We should do another one of those.
We definitely should, yeah. Those are fun. We just crank a bunch of them out. But yeah, so what were we talking about?
Genres. You said guitar pedals.
Oh yeah, guitar pedals. I was also just talking about how I want to make some Baroque style music. I think that would be kind of sick. Get a lute or something.
New Facebook Marketplace instrument to acquire.
Yep, lute. Gotta get that. Maybe some other things of that nature. Some other medieval style instruments would be kind of cool. I just fully transitioned into medieval music now. Also, it'd be cool to just mess around with other older genres of music like that. Maybe some classical music or something like that. Just maybe some more ambient style stuff would be kind of cool.
I'm getting a trombone on Thursday. You have a clarinet, don't you?
Not anymore.
Oh, you sold it.
Yeah.
What? Do you have any woodwinds? Was that your only one? Don't you have another orchestral instrument?
Violin.
Violin. Yes, you have a violin.
Can't play it.
I'm gonna have a trombone. Can't play it. But we're slowly making the orchestra.
Yeah, we have the instruments, but not the skills to actually play the instruments. But that's okay. Who needs to be able to actually play the instruments, anyways? You know, just having the instruments is cool. But yeah, doing some classical type of music would be cool. And honestly, lately I just wanted to get a little bit more experimental with my music in the way of just like my process for making this stuff. Like I feel like using the amp and using pedals and all that kind of stuff has inspired me to just get a little bit, wacky with my process. So yeah, that's maybe your answer.
That's a good answer. Mine would be I've listened to rap my whole life. Not my whole life, but I feel like ever since I started producing, I've listened to it less because I've gotten into indie. But that's always been a huge inspiration because I just love rap music, and I want to be a rapper.
Yeah.
But every time I try to make something that's more faster paced, it's just so corny and I can't do it. Which I think is good. That I have come to terms with I'm never going to actually do it.
Never say never. Next video, Coleman is a rapper.
I'm stacking them, flipping them.
We're going to sample that, put that in there.
Yeah, I just can't really do it.
Yeah.
I also want to do some more like heavy stuff, like as a vocalist. But I've sang kind of with like my throat my whole life, doing like an airy thing, that whenever I try to use more of my chest or even like my diaphragm, I'm just not good at it.
Yeah.
So I like squeak a lot, which sucks, and I can't really hit higher notes.
It also just feels weird. It feels very unnatural.
Yeah, it feels weird. But I'm trying to do that more just so I can unlock that if I ever need it.
Right.
And then like live performances, I'm going to have to know how I can sing. But also at the same time, like it's kind of a cheat code singing like I do and then doing live performances and touring, because like I don't really have to worry about my voice going out.
Yeah.
Because I'm not belting into the mic.
True. Yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be fine. At the end of the day, pretty much how you've done everything is just kind of doing whatever like feels natural. So if you just keep doing that, you'll probably be fine. Yeah. So that's what we're trying to get into.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm slowly getting more into the folky sound. Banjo. Doing a banjo. I've been looking for a drum kit. I want to learn how to play drums. I at least want to get a snare, just so I can record real snare.
All you really need is snare, kick, hi-hat, to be honest. Or you could do snare, kick, ride. I feel like I use the ride more than I use the hi-hat.
Yeah.
Drum kits are expensive, though. That's the only problem.
Yeah, it's impossible to find them.
Yeah.
Dr. Feet says, what are our thoughts on feet?
Pretty chill.
You like feet?
Pretty cool. I wouldn't say I like feet.
You're into feet?
Nah, I didn't say that.
All right, Felix is into feet.
No, I didn't say that. Thoughts on feet? I don't know. Feet are kind of weird.
Feet are weird.
It's just kind of like, I don't know.
You think if our hands were feet? Yeah, I mean, if we had feet for hands and then hands for feet, we'd think hands are weird on our feet because we look at our feet more that are on our hands.
I'm confused at that one. You mean like my hands are down there?
Mm-hmm.
I would find those weird. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. I agree with you. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying because these are always here.
Yeah, whatever are down here is going to be weird.
Yeah, because you put them in shoes. That's the problem. Maybe that's why we think feet are weird, is because we always have them big rubber soled shoe. That's the problem, man.
Big rubber taking over the world.
That's the problem. I think if none of the world was made out of concrete and all these hard materials all over the ground, I think it would be much easier to just walk around barefoot. Because I would walk around barefoot if it was totally like socially acceptable and there was more like grass and like natural earthly materials everywhere. I'd totally walk around barefoot.
Yeah.
And I think if you saw more feet on a daily basis, you wouldn't think it was as weird for people to have their feet out. But like if I see a guy with his feet out in Walmart, I'm like, what is wrong with that guy? That guy, he's got something wrong with him. Like I think I told this story before, but the Planet Fitness homeless guy eating a sandwich with his shoes off. Yeah, that like I see that and I'm like, that is bizarre. Yeah. But like for him, he's probably barefoot all the time. He didn't care.
Yeah, there's nothing better than going to a park and taking your feet off. Detaching your feet.
Yeah, my prosthetic feet that I have. I agree.
Nothing better.
There is nothing better than going somewhere and having a wide open field and just getting ready to like play frisbee or like toss.
Or going to a beach.
Yeah,
and just setting up and then
taking your socks
go to
off.
A beach.
Getting your grippers in the sand.
Getting the grippers in the sand.
Yeah, I always love to like bury my feet in the sand. Like I kind of like wiggle them into there and then they're just like buried under, which is weird too. That's the thing that's also weird is that imagine if we had no feet. That would be even more weird to us. If we just had little nubs on the end, we would think that was even weirder. Which I think is part of the human nature to find comfort in things that are familiar. So if everybody's got feet, it's pretty normal. Yeah. But if one person doesn't have feet, you're like, well, that's weird. But if everybody didn't have feet and then one person did have feet, you'd be like, what the fuck are those, dude?
Yeah, what is on your nub, man?
Yeah. Yeah, what's on your nub, man?
Dr. Feet, we don't approve or disapprove of feet.
Yeah, I have a neutral opinion on feet, I think. Yep. They're there. They're definitely there. Hopefully they're there for you.
I've never found them gross, but I've also never...
Feet are kind of gross, though, when you think about it. See, the thing is, actually...
Gross feet are gross.
Yeah. Well, there is definitely a genetic propensity for some people's feet to smell a lot more than other people's. Like, some people just take off their shoes and you're like, holy fuck, dude. Shit is ripe. You need to get out of the room or, like, put some shoes on. But me, I would say that's, some people have insecurities about themselves, whatever. That's my security, is my feet have never, ever smelled. I just don't have the feet smelling gene. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Like
mine usually don't, but if I, have been outside all day.
If I'm outside all day, if I could go for a run, I could do whatever. Like, after we play basketball, my feet never smell
After
ever.
the games, let me get get in there.
You could get a whiff, man.
I'm going to get in there.
We'll be on the sidelines sniffing each other's feet.
Yeah.
The only time my feet have smelled is I was with Logan and we had walked maybe like 10, 15 miles or something. We were on the trail and we were, normally that'd be fine, but we were traipsing through like mud and water and all that kind of stuff.
Feet? Barefoot?
No, with shoes on, but the shoes are like, the water seeps through. We were traipsing through all that yuck and muck. And then when I got back home, I actually have a picture of it somewhere. I think I have a Snapchat saved of how dirty my shoes were. They were caked in mud completely. And my feet smelled then. That was the last time that I really remember my feet smelling. And that was probably 6 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. But my feet don't really smell.
That's nice.
Fact check. If you guys ever see me on the street, be like, pull them grippers out, man. Let me smell them.
Rip them out. Yeah, I'm not into feet, but I'm gonna need to get in there after the games.
Yeah. Just to clarify, not into feet.
I'm not enjoying this,
but I will smell them for scientific purposes.
ZombieX says, "Do you guys prefer concept albums or the more regular / traditional albums?"
Concept album, which is like album tells us overall story, right? Mm-hmm. But then what is traditional? That's like just a bunch of songs put together?
I think so. I mean, when I think of album, if that's what a concept album is, that's what I think of as album.
I think I would consider that a more traditional album, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, to me, like just a bunch of songs put together is just like a compilation album. Yeah. I don't see that as being I think a good album has either a cohesive story that it kind of tells, or a cohesive sound overall. Like sonically, all the songs sound similar. So I guess maybe that you could say is like traditional album, or like that's the non-concept version of album. But I feel like if you've got a bunch of random songs put together that have no similar vibe, that have no similar sound to them, that's just a compilation. It's just like a mixtape. So yeah, I think I am more partial to albums that actually tell a story.
Yeah, I love that.
And have a theme throughout them. Like one of my favorite albums is Logic's The Incredible True Story, just for the fact that it's just so cohesively tells a story altogether, and that's what I really love. Obviously, Logic's pretty corny now, but his old music was really good about that, telling an actual story in each album. I think it just is a lot more of an artistic thing. Whereas just putting a bunch of songs together is like, okay, nice, you made a bunch of songs.
Yeah, people do that now because now it's like labels even kind of discourage you from dropping albums. They just want you to drop a bunch of singles, and then once you've dropped 8 singles, now we can add 2 more songs and turn it into an album.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as long as they're good for TikTok. As long as you have 30 seconds for TikTok.
Someone who makes really good albums is Bon Iver. Like, he makes a lot of different vibes.
Yeah.
But you know that if he's making an album, I think that's also another thing is like, making them within some kind of time frame. Yeah. And like maybe one studio. Try to limit it to one studio. Just because he makes a lot of different vibes, but every album, every song sounds similar. Yeah. They all sound very cohesive together. Totally. And that's what I think of when I think of an album is like, oh, this person, I like to think, oh, this person went to a cabin and just made these songs.
Totally. Yeah, I agree. But then again, also I think that I wouldn't necessarily consider that a concept album every time, because sometimes it does just sound sonically like the same.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I think concept album is more specifically like it actually feeds into one big story, all the songs, and they all like serve the same kind of goal of telling this one story, whereas the songs can sound similar, and that's fine. That's fine with me. Like my stance, I like songs or albums that are concept albums, fully telling a story, or albums that have a cohesive theme to them, even if they don't all tell one big story. Yeah. It doesn't have to be like that. But the traditional album, quote unquote, if that is what you mean, which it might even not be what you mean. That you might be talking about the aforementioned one that I just talked about. But yeah, just throwing a bunch of songs together, not really a huge fan of that. But I like the other two.
Yeah. I like when songs blend into each other. When you have like one note right off one song and then it goes into there. That's what I love doing.
Just having a whole, basically making it like a 35-minute long song, essentially. It's sick. Yeah, so that's my stance on that.
What about you, Zombie? What is your stance on that?
What's your stance?
ZombieX also says, what's the last country you'd want to visit? And he also says, we can't choose India.
Man.
So, I don't know if we can answer this question.
Yeah, next question. What's the last country I wanted to visit? Afghanistan or Venezuela.
Those are 2 good answers right there.
Yeah.
Ukraine, Russia, Israel, Palestine. There we go.
Yep. Just names of wars.
Yeah.
Yemen. Yeah. The USA. I wouldn't want to visit the USA. Yeah.
Oklahoma City?
Yeah.
Never want to go there ever again after what happened at the Walmart.
What happened at the Walmart that last time when I had my feet out and they told me to get out of here because I got my feet out.
George Thomas says, in a world...
a little scary, kind of.
In a world where there is so much music being made, does originality and uniqueness matter more or less? In the sense that less... We've answered this.
Yeah.
That was so long ago.
That was a long time
I haven't deleted that. What was our answer? Originality means more because everybody's making the same little glitter pop, little moonbeam ice cream songs. Let's make some music, man.
Make some real music, man.
Let's make some real tunes.
But let's put some fire in your music.
Yeah, man. Scream. Remember that one comment?
That's what I was referencing.
Yeah. There was a video of me like just singing some song that I wrote. It was the weirdest comment ever.
Why do artists feel like they have to be so sensitive nowadays? Put some fire in your music. That's why the old school cool cats are selling out stadiums, because they got some fire in their music. Fucking idiot.
Dude listened to one band when he grew up.
Yeah. He listened to fucking AC/DC one time,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, these old bands, man, they put the fire in their music. I don't need this soft ass shit." That might have been one of the dumbest comments I've ever seen. It was so fucking stupid.
YouTube comments are undefeated. Like, actually, you'll get some stupid comments on whatever platform, but YouTube comments
Unbelievable,
will
man.
just have you questioning everything. Most
Yeah.
of the time, it's, did you even watch the video?
Yeah, true. There's a lot of bad ones that I found on TikTok too. I feel like TikTok and YouTube are really bad.
Yeah.
Actually, Facebook's really bad too.
Really?
Yeah, because there's a lot of fucking old people in there who just don't know how the internet works. So that's a big one. But fuck Facebook. Have I talked about that on the podcast? I think I might have. Yeah. Down with Facebook.
But if they want to sponsor us,
Nope.
they offer us like $50,000, and I can't accept it because my podcast partner is a little mad at the Zuck.
Yeah.
A little mad at the Zuck, man.
Yeah, no, we don't like Facebook around here.
Hey, Felix, who's your favorite ninja from Ninjago? Says Zombie.
I never watched Ninjago.
I watched it.
Is that only a question for
I think
me?
I'm better than you.
Or is that's a dual question? You said by name. And it seemed like it was pointed towards me.
No, I'm sorry. It wasn't just for you.
That's okay. That's fine because I had never watched Ninjago anyways. The green one. I like the green one. It was chill.
I like the black one.
Yeah, I never watched the show.
Every show I watch, I always like the black character. Sonic. What's the black guy? Shadow. I love Shadow, man. Shadow's so cool.
Yeah.
Ninjago ninjas. Let's check them out. Let's check out. Yeah, dude.
Welcome back to
Lego
our next
Ninjago
segment.
was sick too, man.
I thought that was the only one that there was, right?
Is that the only one?
Is there more Ninjago? Because I think it was only Lego.
Oh, I think you're right.
There's just a
Ninjago's cool, but the Lego
the
version.
Lego version.
Yeah.
Power Rangers was sick. This is kind of like
was
Power
sick.
Rangers. to be
Yeah,
honest.
Ninjago's kind of like, yeah. I like the. Which one? Who's your favorite? You said you like the green one?
Yeah, I like the green guy.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad choice.
I don't know. I just like his uniform.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad choice.
Who's your favorite Power Ranger?
Hmm.
I always like the blue one because I like blue.
Yep. I would say the same.
I don't really know, but it also changes from the different variation of Power Rangers because sometimes there is a black Power Ranger, and then sometimes there's like a pink one, and then sometimes there's like a whatever variations of the colors. So they be switching it up, man.
Yeah, I usually like either blue or black.
Yeah,
The black guys are always like moody and introspective, and I always kind of related to that.
yeah, they're like the emo ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take my cup. I don't want to live anymore.
Thanks, guys.
I'm kidding. I love life.
I love life so much, guys.
I need to stop making depressive jokes, 'cause I feel like a few of our audience members might actually think I'm depressed. I'm not. Sometimes I am.
I am.
Everybody a little bit depressed sometimes. It's all ebbs and flows, man. You gotta ride the roller coaster of life.
True. There's gonna be ups, gonna be downs.
The roller coaster of life. If there was no evil, what would good be?
True. Yeah, yin and yang, guys. You gotta have good and you gotta have bad.
Yin and yang, the little swirly swirls.
Because if you didn't have bad, then how would you be able to appreciate everything that's so good in life?
You go to an ice cream machine and you only get vanilla. At some point, you're like, what does chocolate taste like? And then you start diving into the chocolate and you're like, man, hard drugs actually are kind of cool.
Yeah, I think we skipped a couple steps there, but yeah, basically that's the sequence of events.
The sequence of life.
Sequence of life.
No, guys, don't do any drugs because they will fry your brain. They will fry your brain,
Well,
and
depends on how much you do and which ones.
if you take music seriously and you're doing any kind of drugs, I'm even calling out you potheads. I'm even gonna call them guys out.
Yeah, all you weed smokers out there.
all you reefer chiefers.
Yeah, you reefer cheapers. If you're chiefing that reefer,
if you're chiefing that reefer,
we got a bone to pick with you.
Yeah, no, it's everybody's different. Everybody's different. Maybe you have a good balance of the weed stuff, but
I think you're coping if you actually think that you do anything better while
or
high.
think it's not addictive.
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe
Both
not
of those.
addictive. Like, what does addictive actually mean? But
It's addictive for sure.
yeah, I think that you can get into a relationship with it where you're like, I'm about to eat dinner. You know what would make the food taste a lot better? And then that's with literally everything.
Yeah.
It's like literally anything you do. You're like, about to go out with friends. You know what would make this more fun?
Yeah.
And then you go out with friends and you're just having an anxiety attack the whole time.
Yeah. You're just in pure panic mode. Yeah.
Why is everyone staring at me?
Yeah. Am I acting weird right now? I think
Did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
Am I having a conversation right now with somebody?
How long has it been since I talked last? Are they going to think I'm being quiet? Yeah. So, yeah, stop doing drugs, guys. Seriously.
I mean, here's the thing.
Drugs.
Here's the thing. If you want to amount to nothing in life, if you don't have any big dreams,
Yeah, if you want to be a bum.
if you want to be a bum, then I think don't make your bed and do some drugs.
Yeah.
And then just be aware and accept the fact that when you're 30 and up, you're gonna regret this decision in your life
Right.
because you're never gonna have this much energy.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, if you want to get high and do a bunch of stupid shit when you're like 45 years old, be my guest.
Yeah.
Go and do that.
Yeah.
But don't waste your youth destroying your health. It makes actually zero sense. It's the dumbest thing ever.
Alcohol even more so.
Yeah. And alcohol it's a little bit. It's fun sometimes. It's fun. Actually, I take it back. Alcohol is cool.
Actually,
Alcohol is pretty cool. Let's go do some drugs.
no.
No, we're kidding, guys.
Stop. Say no to peer pressure.
Yeah.
This is what I do when everybody says, "Hey man, you want a beer?" Stop it.
Stop it. Don't offer me that. I don't want a beer. I'm not going to smoke those beers with you. Gross. Yeah.
I will karate chop you if you take one more step closer to me.
Like, we're not hanging out with that guy again. Holy fuck. Yeah, beer also, one of the worst things. I think alcohol, when it comes down to it, is probably one of the worst things for you because you can smoke meth and there's no calories.
Where are we going?
Or don't do any of them.
I think that's the move. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I've been trying to say.
Yeah.
You're kind of steering me in different directions now, but
Yeah, sorry. Peer pressure.
yeah.
Stop it! No, I won't do any drugs with you. Gross. No.
Jeremy, I thought we were friends.
For the last time, Jeremy, I'm not going to do any beer with you. What the fuck were we talking about before this?
I don't know.
Don't do drugs, guys.
Yeah,
I think we probably said it like every other episode.
and then every episode we're like, maybe a little bit.
Maybe just a wee bit of drugs. Perhaps a wee bit.
Perhaps a wee bit.
Perhaps a wee bit of drugs.
Perhaps just a little bit of it.
That fucking image of just your fucking eyes, dude. And that's how you know this podcast is coming to a close.
Grab the Mando.
When we start getting fucking stupid as hell.
Grab the Mando. Grab the mandolin.
The Mandalorian. You ever watch that show?
Mandalorian, yes, I did. Disney. Disney ruined Star Wars. Disney
they did.
ruined Star Wars.
I didn't like any of the new Star Wars from Disney.
Hated them all. All right, guys, be sure to keep it real and don't step into the potty rocks.
Sorry for party rocking.
Guys, can you let us know how we could make this podcast better? If you're still watching this podcast, that means it has a place in your heart. Let us know in the comments below or on Discord, and you give us some tough love, man. Everybody needs tough love. We've said it multiple times. This podcast sucks. We've said that multiple times. We're fully aware. We're not going to stop doing them because we enjoy doing them. But
Yeah.
we know that they're not that good. And we talk about a lot of dumb things. So let us know in the comments below. Like maybe say, hey, Coleman, stop talking. And I'll probably cry, but might help the next episode.
Yeah, and then we'll go click on the little 3 dots by your name and say hide user from this channel.
We won't actually do that. I'm actually asking for some tough love. Let us know. How can we make it better?
Can't get any better. It's perfect.
That's so true, man.
Our podcast is perfect.
I'm kind of mad at Spotify. They're not promoting it enough. It's like,
Yeah.
Dude,
People
if we
need to hear this,
if
man.
we got on the top 10 charts, I would be scared. I would like panic. I'd be like,
what happened?
what happened? This should not have happened.
We're not on here for
This
the right
should-
reason.
This should not have happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be concerned for sure.
Get us off here.
But hey, that'd be chill.
you know what'd be nice is getting a little money. Getting a little money for rent. That would be cool. I think I'll take a little bit of that.
Yeah. I think I did a little bit. Hey, Spotify, would you like to give us money? Yes or no? Check yes for yes or check no for no.
Also, look how empty this desk is.
True.
Wouldn't your product
Sponsor of some
look nice and ripe right here? Wouldn't your product look nice and ripe right there?
Yeah. Company, this is for all the companies out there that may want to put their product right there on that empty space behind us.
It can be anything.
Anything.
We had a few boundaries when we
Trust us.
Yeah.
Anything. As long as it's not AI.
just know that if you ever see something funky back here, we got paid a lot of money for it.
We got paid a lot of money.
Felix, is there anything else you want to tell the boys, the Slodgers?
The boys. We have some girls that watch our Slodge cast, right?
Yeah.
If you're a girl, comment it in the comments and say, I'm a girl, with a thumbs up emoji.
I just like saying boys.
Yeah.
I just like boys.
So, yeah, guys, this is our podcast. Thank you.
Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it. Thanks for being here.
Final offer. Take it or leave it.
I don't think I'm going to leave it.
I don't think I'm going to leave it either. I'm taking it. We're taking this thing to the moon, guys. Man, how much of a Cinderella story would that be if this ever blows? If this podcast is good ever at one point, we'll be able to look at these episodes and be like,
Wow,
man,
look how shit those old episodes were. Wow.
we stuck through these days and ages.
Yeah. That'd be pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool of us if we did that.
How's your relationship to YouTube going right now with your YouTube channel?
Joe?
It's Joe.
Yeah. What about you?
It's Joe. I haven't dropped a video in a while.
Yeah.
I think I'm working on 9 videos right now.
That's a lot of videos.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah. Who am I to say? Do what you will.
Who knows, man? Who knows what's... I mean... Sometimes I think I'm not doing enough, and then I realize... Or I'm not doing something right, and then I realize, well... Maybe I won't be successful tomorrow, but if I keep this up for another 5 years, I think it's pretty undeniable that I'll be more successful than I am now.